Hey, Storypillar friends, it's me, Meg. As we make plans for Storypillar's 4th season, we'd love to hear what you think about our silly Storytastic show. Grown-ups, round up any Storypillar fans you can find and head to storypillar.com to take our listener feedback survey. Tell us what you love, what you think we should change up, and help shape our first steps into 2025. As always, thanks for listening. Okay, ready for the show?
Hey, it's me, Bean. I'm a butterfly and I wear a yellow hat. And I hope you're having a fun January. We're back at school and everything, but Sneak and Sparky are still driving me batty banana bonkers.
You a banana, me a banana, we a banana, banana, banana.
See what I mean? Oh, and I managed to make a Crunch-A-Lantern action figure in Lego Robotics Club, and it even squirts pretend hot sauce when you press its belly button.
Crunch-A-Manja!
Anyway, thanks for joining us for this week's Story Sip. That's when we take another listen to one of your favorite stories from Season 3 of Storypillar while we're on winter break working on Season 4. So, get comfy and grab, potatoes or salad dressing or whatever you like to snack on. And let's take a listen to The Story Queen from full episode 3.5.
Okay, ready?
The Story Queen by Megan Cahill-Assenza and Meg Lewis, adapted from a Basque folktale. The moment Princess Laia's feet touch the sand, she tosses her satchel aside and charges toward the water.
Come on, Stubby, race ya!
She shouts to the plump green lizard close on her heels, then plunges in and feels the Bay of Biscay urging her to swim along.
First one to Turtle Rock wins!
But before the cool waves can actually whisk her away, Laia's imagination dives into another world.
Turtle Rock. What if... Where's my pencil?
She splashes from the sea, rescuing Stubby from a slimy tangle of seaweed, and pulls a notebook from her bag. Careful not to drip on one of the few blank pages, she begins to write.
Mari, the all-powerful earth goddess, planted her feet in the sand and stared down the dragon, belching flames over the waves.
Not today, lava breath!
She flicked her flowered cape out behind her, instantly transforming every shell it touched into fierce warriors armed for battle. The terrible dragon dove deep, and the roar of 1,000 thunderstorms filled the air as a fiery turtle the size of a mountain rose from the sea, lava burning bright in its eyes.
Princesa! Princesa! Where have you run off to this time?
Laia's pencil slips from her hand and bounces off Stubby's nose.
Oops, sorry.
She glances at the red-faced woman squawking like a seagull from atop the next dune.
I'm coming!
Oh, that was supposed to be the final battle.
Kaboom! Take that, fire face!
Oh well. Come on, Stubby buddy.
She scoops her wriggly friend onto her shoulder, and with that, girl and lizard turn their backs on the sea and all its fantastic beasts and trudge toward the spidery castle, tickling the very top of the azure blue sky. As Laia steps into the castle's grand foyer, sunlight streams through the stained-glass windows. Her older sister, Nerea, glares. Her younger sister, Isaro, giggles. And Doña Olano, her nursemaid, clucks like an exasperated mother hen.
Quickly now. Your father wants to see you. Now, Orain. No like this he doesn't.
Nerea wrinkles her nose at Isaro's muddy dress and brownish-green knees.
What were you doing? Wrestling with the pigs? No, little Miss Boring Boots. I was in a garden collecting friends. See?
Isaro holds a small pot of squirming earthworms an inch below her sister's nose. Stubby licks his lips.
Ew, knock it off.
Nerea tugs Isato toward the waiting bath.
And go with me before Aita moves your bed to the pig pen for good.
Laia watches her sister scamper up the stairs, then turns to Doña Olano with bright eyes.
Wait, Aita is back? Yes, Chicky. Kuchuna, did you forget your hat again? Maybe?
Laia hides a smile behind Stubby's scaly back.
Well, looks like the sun kissed you this time instead of frying you like an egg.
Doña Olano gives her a kiss on each rosy cheek.
Now go, wash up, and get dressed.
Not long after, the freshly scrubbed princesses stand shoulder to shoulder, twitching with impatience. Suddenly, a tall man with a perfectly curled mustache bursts into the cavernous room.
Aita!
The girls race toward their father's outstretched arms. My girls! The king catches them all at once.
We missed you, Aita.
Laia rubs her cheek against his bristly chin.
What did you bring us, Aita? Isaro. Barkalu. Sorry, Aita.
Nerea pinches her sister's arm, but the king merely pulls the excited trio onto his lap. Girls, come. I have something to tell you.
You saw monkeys on your trip?
No, just the 3 little monkeys right here. He pinches his youngest daughter's cheek.
I am not a monkey father. I am a princess.
Why? Exactly, Nerea. My daughters are blossoming into resilient and capable young women who just might be ready for the challenge of... He leans forward, eyes twinkling. Being queen!
Queen? What?
Whoever brings me the most indispensable gift, something so magnificent no ruler could ever do without it, will become queen. He winks and plants a kiss on each of their noses. Now off with you, my little monkey princesses, and tomorrow we shall see just what queenly gifts you have to offer. Isato and Nerea charge for the door, nostrils flaring like rampant bulls.
Make way for the queen!
I don't think so, Cherikume. Little pigs can't be queen.
Princess.
Laia sidesteps their tussle and plucks Stubby from a potted plant.
I know the perfect gift, but shh, don't tell Aita before tomorrow. I just know he's going to love it.
The next morning, the 3 princesses tumble into the throne room, still smelling of sleep and strong soap, to find their father sitting expectantly on his throne. Nerea? The king nods at his eldest daughter.
Father, I gift you a shiny rock?
Isato stands on tiptoe and peers into her sister's hands.
Why would a queen need a shiny rock?
Isato. The king's mustache twitches. Let her finish, Chiki.
Aita, I give you a compass. A queen needs to serve as a guide to all the people of her kingdom.
She makes a graceful curtsy. Sekulako. Excellent, Nerea. Thunder rumbles in the distance as the king gives a proud nod and turns to Isato. And you, Chimino, what have you brought me, little monkey? She skips past her sisters, clutching a large painted jar.
Aita, I gift you the earth.
The earth?
Ta-da! Earthworms!
She lifts the lid with a flourish as behind her, Nerea gags, Laia giggles, and Stubby's belly growls.
They're perfect! They make the soil rich and squeaky clean, just like when I am queen, I promise to keep our kingdom strong and super tidy.
Thank you, Isato. A clean, healthy kingdom is rather important. The king catches Laia's eyes. A flash illuminates the entire throne room as she steps forward, eyes shining like jewels.
I have the best gift for you, Aita. Stories! Laia fondly pats her notebook. These are all the stories I've ever written. Funny ones, exciting ones with evil dragons and magic armies and...
Enough, Laia.
The king silences her with a raised hand.
Stories are wonderful, Kuchuna, but better suited to children than queens.
Laia's heart sinks all the way down to her toes.
Aye. Laia, you can't possibly guide an entire kingdom while stuck in the clouds with goddesses and is that a turtle volcano?
He turns the page sideways and squints before closing the notebook with a bang. But I thought stories are everything. They can teach us and
Laia, I said enough.
The king thunders along with the growing storm.
Or rather, your gift is not enough. Certainly not for a queen.
He holds the offending notebook out to his daughter. Yes, I thought. She clutches her stories tight to her chest and steps back in line. Stubby gives her ear a supportive tongue flick as the king smiles at his remaining daughters and briskly claps his hands.
Alright, now come my queens of worms and all things sensible. Your kingdom awaits.
Long after the storm has blown itself off to some other land, Laia plunks her journal on her nightstand and clicks off the light. She lays her head next to the little ball of lizard already snoring away on her pillow and tries to erase the day from her mind.
Are you awake?
Isato leaps from her bed and lands smack in the middle of her sister's stomach.
Ow, get off!
Laia swats her away, but Isato grabs her sister's notebook and dangles it in front of her face.
Will you read to me?
I want to hear one of your stories. She snuggles down next to Stubby, gently stroking his tiny claws. Laia tucks her knees under her chin.
You heard Aita.
Stories are for babies, not queens. Suddenly, the mattress creaks yet again.
We heard what Aita said, and now we want to hear your words.
Nerea kisses her sister's hair.
Yeah, you can eat one of my worms for courage.
Isato smacks her lips as Laia plucks the journal out of her grasp. Fine, but only if you promise not to feed me any worms.
Deal!
Isato's cheer morphs into a yawn, and with her sisters and lizard nestled close around her, Laia begins to read.
Charge! The Earth Goddess urged her warriors toward the volcanic turtle, blasting their shields with lava. Waves! Mari flicked her wrist, and instantly her soldiers transformed into an army of waves that grew as tall as the sky. Enough! Mari shot out of the angry sea, cutting through the great clouds of steam billowing from the extinguished beast. You are still Earth's child, my child! The monstrous turtle let out a pitiful moan. Mari eyed it sternly before reaching beyond the clouds and gently pressing a fistful of stardust into its scorched side. Ha ha! She pulled her hand away as a flowering vine sprouted from the wound. The creature huffed, eyes growing wide as a kaleidoscope of butterflies fluttered from its nostrils and settled in the garden, taking root on its shell. See? I can help you, but only if you let me. And with a snap of her fingers, the sun fell into the sea, the moon blinked to life amid an ocean of stars, and turtle, earth goddess, and butterflies alike drifted off into a deep, peaceful sleep.
Laia gently closes her notebook and grins at where her sisters lay snoring and likely riding butterfly burping turtles through their dreams. Her heavy eyes are far too tired to notice the tall, mustachioed figure standing just outside the open door, tear-stained cheeks glistening in the glow of the silver moon. The next day, plopped once more in the sun-warmed sand, Laia's hand moves gracefully across the page, mirroring the ebb and flow of the shimmering waves. Stubby sprawls at her side, dozing and soaking up the sun, when a pair of large, hairy feet startle him awake.
Aita?
Laia hastily closes her notebook.
May I sit with you?
At her nod, the king flops down and digs his toes into the sand.
Juki, I want to tell you a story.
But you said...
I know what I said. He smiles sadly and takes her hand. But still, I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a proud, arrogant king with a patchy mustache and a hideous, crooked wart on the end of his hideous, crooked nose. She winks and Laia grins. Then one day, a young girl appeared at court and said,
My king, I have this most wonderful gift for you. Take it and you will rule forever.
But the king simply laughed. And because he thought himself much, much wiser than a silly peasant girl, the foolish king said, Your worthless nonsense is of no interest to me. Now off to the dungeon with you for 1,000,000 years. But before the guards could drag her away, the clever girl ripped the lid off her basket, and from it sprang a whole galaxy of stars. They twinkled and danced before forming a ring above her head and crowning the true, just ruler of the kingdom forevermore.
Segulako ita. But does this mean what I think it means?
It means you are right, Kuichuna, and your proud, arrogant king was wrong. You and Mari and her angry lava turtle proved that stories are...
Everything! They wow us, they help us dream and show us how to live.
The king gently pulls her in for a hug. Bye, Kuichuna. And I can't possibly think of a guide better fit for a queen. Can you forgive me? Laia pulls back and squints slyly.
Maybe, but only if you help me write another story.
Another story? The king tosses her lightly into the air.
One with lizards, and an ogre king with a bushy mustache. Oh, and a queen of worms and shiny rocks.
The king's smile sparkles like the sea. And most certainly, a queen of stories. The end.
Hooray for story queens! And giant turtle volcanoes, which, maybe I can make like a robotic turtle volcano so it and Crunch-A-Lantern can have a pretend hot sauce shooting competition.
Crunch-A-Lantern!
Anyway, thanks for joining me for this week's Story Sip. Grown-ups, if you and your kids had fun hanging out with lizards and fighting off rabid volcano turtles with us today, please send this story sip to someone else who might enjoy listening. Simply open this episode in Apple Podcasts or Spotify, click on the 3 dots to the right of the title, and select Share. Oh, and don't forget to visit our Ko-fi page to make a donation and support more fantastic episodes of Storypillar, and head to storypillar.com to take our listener feedback survey and tell us what you think about our show. Meg and Sneak and Sparky and me would love to hear what you think as we work on season 4. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for taking another listen to The Story Queen with me, and Sneak will be here next Monday for another story sip.
You my Rooney Toonies.
Bye. Come back next week if you want to.